Hey guys, it's Alaija aka Kingdom Babe here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is day 16 of Vlogmas, and today is also Bible study. Today's message will be short and sweet, but as always, it has some good stuff in it. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the title of today's message is Promise the Impossible. So oftentimes, God gives us a promise right before or in the midst of a storm, making it seem very impossible to remember or even believe the promise that was given to you. There are other times when the promise just seems way too far out of your reach or does not match your life story whatsoever. And honestly, it's normal for us to experience doubt. It's normal for us to experience even a little bit of discouragement when we are promised something that doesn't seem like it would actually come to us. But I want to encourage you today that my God is a God that keeps his promises. I remember one time I was out with my parents over the summer, actually a few months ago, and we were out, and out of nowhere all these thick dark clouds came over us, and it went from sunny to dark real quick, and before you know it, we were like in the middle of like a miniature hurricane. And one thing I absolutely hate is being in the car when it starts raining extremely hard. I could see the street flooding, I could see everything happening outside, and the thunder and lightning, and it was even hailing too. So the storm was going on, and I absolutely hate, like I said, being in a car when it's raining like that. And so I started saying a prayer of safety over us, and God whispered to me to remember his promises. And so I'm like, okay, cool. And immediately I was at peace. I felt calmed. I felt comforted. Rain kind of lets up just a little bit, and we get to our destination, and as soon as I step out the car, I look to the right, and there's this gigantic rainbow stretched across the sky. And I'm like, literally, God's promise was right there in front of me. And the promise of his safety and protection is what I was leaning on that entire time we were in the car. So that was just my story of how I remember God's promise and how he even told me to remember his promises, because the promises he makes, he keeps. The same rain that seems like it's flooding your life will be the same rain that's used to create a rainbow, which is the famous symbol of God's promise. So if God made a promise to you, know that he will keep it, no matter how crazy or impossible it sounds. And I know some of you are probably thinking to yourself, why does God do this? Why does he make me go through hard times before I get my promise? Why do all his promises seem so hard to believe? And why does he make me wait? And for you, my friend, today, I actually have 3 points for you to remember when you have those questions. The first point being that God just wants to bless you. God knows what you want, and he knows what you need. He also knows what you've been going through, and he wants to give you your heart's desires. But before he places a blessing in your hands, he'll place it on your heart and mind in the form of a promise. God promised Abraham and Sarah a baby, which seemed very impossible, especially at their age. God knew their desire to have a child, and he promised to make Abraham a father of a multitude of nations. Although they had a hard time believing this promise, God still intended to bless them and the generations that will come from them. Point number 2. God wants our trust in him to grow. God wants to form a relationship with us and for us to trust in his word. God promised to deliver the Israelites from the hand of Pharaoh and bring them into the promised land. But the Israelites also had a hard time with this promise. Despite all the miracles that were performed, the Israelites still faced difficulties trusting that God would fulfill this promise to them. Because of their current situation, which was the wilderness, they had a hard time even seeing or believing that the promised land even existed. And after 40 long years of being in the wilderness, God still brought his people to the promised land. But many did not get to see it because they lacked trust in God. Sometimes God doesn't want us just to receive our promises, but he wants us to have a new trust and newfound strength in him. The third and final point is God wants to reveal his power to us. God puts us in very sticky and impossible situations sometimes just so he can show us what he really can do for us. God promises to protect and strengthen us, as well as never leave us and fight for us. Just as he revealed the army of angels in the hills to the servant, he wants you to see his divine and supernatural power through what seems like impossible promises that he's given to you. It's truly amazing to know that God uses his supernatural divine power to bless us with our heart's deepest desires. And so the next time you are promised what seems like something that's impossible, remember these things. Remember that God does not want to withhold any good thing from you. God will put us in situations that are completely out of our control to show us that he is truly in control. And even when all of the odds are against you, God is still for you. And that's the greatest force of power that you could ever witness. Well, you guys, I hope this helped you out. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you really received the message in a special way. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and push the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post new content. And until next time, peace.